So I wonder, though, in an NFL locker room, when it comes to something as caustic as this, and unfortunately, it seems like it's coming down racial lines and it's being kind of forced into our face as it's black and white. A white guy can't possibly understand because he's black, and vice versa. I wonder, in a locker room, do you guys talk about issues like that? Is this something that you think that in any of the locker rooms you've been in where you guys would have an active conversation about it?
Yes.
And how does that go?
So.
Does it go along racial lines in a locker room or not?
I don't think the racial aspect would necessarily come into it, but I just think it's something that people would talk about, whether it was privately or together. I would think that at San Francisco, they've had to have some type of team meeting about this. Just because, if not, I think that there would be too many people who wouldn't understand how to address certain issues and answer certain questions.
When the media comes in.
Yeah,
You know,
so
I
think that it's necessary that they talk about it.
You know, it's kind of interesting because, you know, Brandon Marshall, we had him on our show here, and I work with him at Showtime. And, you know, I've made some very pointed and very strong remarks in opposition to what Colin's doing on the field. And, you know, Brandon and I are friends, and we totally disagree. He says I'm 100% wrong, and I'm like, I'm not 100% wrong. But we actually, at the end of our show yesterday, hugged it out, and everything was good. We actually had a very frank and open conversation. And as Greg says, you know, it's really tough talking about these things. And I know in my past life as a football player in the locker room, our coaches always tried to keep distractions out of the locker room.
Right.
That we all have a common goal, and we all come together, and that common goal is to win football games and try to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm sure Coach Parcells brought that
I was
message.
just thinking about that as you were talking.
And, you know, you think about the messages that these coaches send you and how they are really walking a tightrope.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what these coaches are probably going through today, trying to get everybody to focus in on what they perceive to be the most important thing, and that's winning a football game.
Yeah.
And then Colin Kaepernick coming out and saying this is bigger than football.